Good evening, Vuyo. Now, what's the mood like there on the ground?
Well, thanks very much, Tabile. Well, it is one of optimism and anticipation. Ugandans really looking forward to seeing the Pope when he arrives here late tomorrow around 5 o'clock. So, I mean, we were in the places we visited. I mean, there was certainly, people were putting finishing touches to the work that they have been doing. The security cluster here from the government, like really saying they have done everything they could have done, and right now they're just putting the final touches, and they're quite confident that the security situation is under control. They are really not expecting anything to happen, but of course making a call to Ugandans to say, be vigilant, or keep on being vigilant as you have done, as we should be leaving nothing to chance. Well, I spoke to someone who's a keen observer of things that are happening here, and he said, look, from the incident that happened 5 years ago, there has never been a similar occurrence before, and convinced that indeed the security, the state security system is really on top of the issue, and they are not expecting anything untoward to happen.
Vuyo, let's shift from logistics to some of the other issues at hand. Peace between Muslims and Christians is one of the issues confronting the Pope on this African visit. How has he tackled this?
Well, it is precisely for that reason that among the communities or stakeholders, so to speak, that the Pope will be meeting will in fact be leaders of the Muslim community, and that of course on the back of Al-Shabaab. Remember, it was the Al-Shabaab that claimed, that took responsibility for the last terror incident that happened here 5 years ago or so. So I'm sure there will be a message that the Pope will want to pass to both Christians and Muslims, a message of tolerance, because that would be in line with everything that he has said and everything that he has done in the time that he has been the head of the Catholic Church.
Now, Vuyo, you have opposition political parties that feel President Yoweri Museveni has been at the helm for quite too long. What are they now saying?
Well, from the people we spoke to, which were ordinary people that we spoke to early this morning, they were making a call, asking the Pope to actually pray for the leadership here. One, to say those that have been in power for a very long time, maybe they should reconsider really allowing a new generation to hand over. On the other hand, other people were saying, well, those who have been elected have indeed been elected. Perhaps the most important thing is for them to actually make sure that they deliver on the promises that they usually make prior to an election. They want their leaders to deal with issues of corruption, issues of non-delivery. So some people really saying, doesn't matter who is in power as long as they do what they are supposed to do, and that is to deliver services to the people of Uganda.
Vuyo, you mentioned now that these opposition political parties are hoping that the Pope will pray for the leadership of the country. Do we know if he's expected to meet with the leadership of the country on this visit?
Well, he is going to meet members of the diplomatic corps, but the church has been emphasizing, and so did he, in a video that he released, that was released by the Vatican a few days ago, that he wants to put particular emphasis to the role that young people in this country, and indeed continentally, to actually start taking charge, not so much by being cheeky and perhaps rebellious to elders or the people who have been in power, but to make sure that slowly, steadily, but surely, they actually make their voice to be heard. But not only that, but they do in fact speak to the leadership across the board, business, civil society, politicians as well, that they start making their voice to be heard. But not only that, but they do find a way of influencing decisions that are taken, sometimes on their behalf, sometimes without them even knowing that decisions are being taken on their behalf. So the Pope are going to meet, for instance, not a few hundred kilometers from where I am, is where on Saturday the Pope will be speaking almost exclusively to young people across the political divide, but also across the various sectors of Ugandan society.
Now, Vuyo, the gay community has demanded a meeting with the Pope. Any likelihood this will take place, considering his visit to a gay couple when he was in the US?
Well, at this stage, there's no indication that he will be meeting them exclusively. In other words, outside of the Muslim community that is going to meet, outside the political leadership, outside the leadership of the church that he will be meeting, or outside young people that he will be meeting from across the spectrum. I think that for a country that is roughly 42% Catholic, I think he will have failed his own church, the church that he leads, if he doesn't send an unambiguous message as to what is the position of the church with regard to gay and lesbian issues. Because the church, the Catholic Church in particular, is very powerful in this country. If there is a need to actually make sure that the church takes a leadership role on this particular issue, I think he has a responsibility to send a very unambiguous, straightforward message that says, as the Catholic Church, we have revised our position or our view on this matter. That's if, of course, the Catholic Church has indeed revised its view on this matter. Or if they say our position has changed, I think he has a responsibility to restate the position of the church. It can no longer be left to chance, or he can't be ambiguous on this matter. Well, is he going to do that? I think it remains to be seen.
Well, Vuyo, it seems all is on track for the Pope's visit to Uganda. Thank you very much for the update. That was our contributing editor, Vuyo Mvoko, speaking to us from Kampala, Uganda.